There we go. Oh, dear me. We are struggling today. Sorry. We had a Windows update. And it sent everything a bit peculiar. Right. Where are we? Should we take it from the top? Let's take it from the top. Hello, and welcome to another exciting installment of Lyttle Dangerous Benign with me, your host and co-pilot, Commander Jack Lyttle. Hello, sailor. Right. Well, I was a little bit stuck as to what to do tonight. Well, not tonight, in general, really, with the game. Ooh. Welcome to the stream, Griefed. Good to see you. Fresh from, I don't think I've seen you since Gamescom, have I? Not that I was at Gamescom, of course. The GIMP was there through the miracle of Photoshop. But photos pending. Oh, how are we doing on sound now, Griefed? Put that up there. That might help as well. Whoa. Yes. Ooh. So there we go. Ooh. Rather sudden stop to that one. Now I just need to address this. There we go. I think maybe, just maybe, we're actually fit to start playing this game we call Space. A bit better, but could do with a little more volume on that lovely voice of yours. Oh, grief, you're too kind. You really are. Let's see if we can do something about that. Where are you? I had you up in a moment ago. Ooh. That's I think that's as loud as we get. That's the volume. How about now? Oh. Yes, I think I had a Windows update or a headphones update or something, and it's all gone a bit peculiar. But I think we're there. Perfect. Yes, right. So here we are at McCool City. MCool. I think we should call it in honor of the great M Curtains. 07. Getting some game sounds there. That's always a welcome. And we've got a route in mind. It's quite a biggie. There we go. We're off to the Rego YX-L C7-8 sector. System that should be. Yes. Thank you. You see, the thing is, that's not actually where we're going. Ultimately, I mean, it is where we're going. It's a stop along the way, because we're actually off to dock. We're docking with the Gnosis. Or Gnosis, to give it its proper name. And, yes, it's too far away. It's, where are we? I keep meaning to friend the GIMP on here, make life a little easier. It's, I don't know. But basically, we were faced with two problems, one of which was that we have the Col 70 sector in the way, and the other one is, of course, that it's more than a Kylie away. Yes.
Landing restraints retracted. You may proceed when ready.
Which basically means we couldn't plot a single route. You've got to do it in two stages. And so that's where we've picked, which takes us away from the locked sector.
Additional traffic reported. Please ensure you give way to larger vessels.
I certainly shall. Ooh. And, yeah. I'm sure the camera's in the right place tonight. Not sure what happened there. Well, no, I do know what happened. I wasn't getting any system sound. Ooh. Which I only found out because I'd idly tried to do this. Earlier, whilst I was waiting for the stream to start, so I thought it would give me a pep up. You know, you gotta come into these with high energy, haven't you? Yes. And no sound came out. And I realised I'd not actually heard any system sounds since I plugged the headphones in. I'm not quite sure why the settings changed, but they changed. We're all okay now. Yeah. So, griefed. How the dickens are you? Are you having a splendid weekend? Yeah, we haven't talked much since Gamescom. Really tiring, but so worth it. Got to see and hug Sparky again. Sparky's lovely. I do. If you ever get the chance to hug Sparky, yes, do. It's well worth your time. I think we're quite a huggable lot. That's 38. When it comes down to it, M Curtains. Welcome to the stream. Oh yes, we're kicking off a little earlier. I am gonna hang on. Oh. Let's just have a think about this. Right. Do that. Easy. No, I don't want you in shot. Go away. No, it's not your show, it's my show. Shove off. You had your fun. Oh, there we go. Well, I'm not sure that's much better, but it'll do. That's quite alright, MC. We're, early kick-off today. Because we've got over Kylie to get through. Ce soir. Oh, don't post such jolly, lovely things in chat. There's fish and chips. Jean Bellow, welcome to the stream. So for those just arriving, we've plotted a course to a midway point to the Gnosis, which will hopefully is indeed yes. There's my D scanner. Scanning for me, D. Lovely. A lot of people complain that it's a bit of a grind using the D scanner. But I think it's a relatively simple process. Curtains arrived yesterday at Gnosis. Now working out what, if any, modules to get sent there. Oh yes, now to maximise me leap range, so that I could make the journey quickly, and also because I'm not quite 100% sure if I want them with me. We'll get to that later, I think, in a mo. I've stripped out my weapons. There's my fire group. Look at that. Just a few scanners. And curtains, right? For some reason, the old school engineered modules are costing slightly more to send than new school engineered ones. But, ooh. That's a late spotted bug, isn't it? Don't know what I was waiting for there. Next up, we've got a Tory Star, which traditionally I try and scoop because I go too much by colour and not by class. Much like a Tory, in fact. Ha! A little bit of politics. Not sure it made sense, but there you are. There you go. See, straight away, just trying to go in and scoop it. It's not going to happen. I'm wasting my time. Now, I took a little bit of advice about speed runs, as it were, for long distances. And one of the pieces of advice is to not slow down. It's fine. Gene below. That's a conspiracy by the module shipping mafia. Whoa. Yes. Careful. You'll start saying things like that, you'll end up waking up in bed with a horsehead nebula. God. Ooh. So have we all had lovely weekends? Thank you, Grief. Thank you. Did I D-scan? I can't remember. Yeah, that's the trouble with these systems. It's not so much not discovering anything, it's just forgetting that you've not discovered anything. Ooh, them curtains. It's good though, got a load of 5A thrusters, hard to differentiate which is which. Yeah. Oh, and with the yeah. So another little pass. Determined to get into shot tonight. The cost on the super good one is lower. That's what I want. Well, that's a good way of picking it out. Maybe, I don't know. El Sanchez the Brave, multi-streaming for the win. How are you, Jack? I'm splendid, El Sanchez the Brave. Welcome to the stream. Are you having a lovely weekend? I've been swimming. Ooh, hello. Oh, Gene Bello. Welcome to the Little Massive. Oh. Sanchez, it's an above average weekend, so can't complain. Oh yes, anything above the median, it's got to be good, Apparently I'm still at McCool. How strange. To win. What I'm doing, El Sanchez, is I've decided to join the Gnosis and fly out to the Cone sector when they leap on Thursday. So we're doing a big old leap of streams, much like a salmon in that respect, and yeah, who knew the Gnosis could carry so many ships? It's positively immersion breaking. Thank you, MC. Thank you. Ooh, hello. Speaking of Sparky, there we go. Must use TARDIS tech, yes. Now, El Sanchez, it should really be a rule on this stream that we only ever spell TARDIS in capitals, but I'll let you off because you're nice. And also because I'm only pedantic about that sort of thing for fun. Hello. Got a visitor. Uh-oh. He's looking in the clock for a cable. Yes. Time and relative dimension in space. Or dimensions. There's a bit of a controversy over whether it's dimension or dimensions, because apparently life is not too short. Where else would people store their spare cables? Yeah, absolutely. It's a big yellow clock from IKEA, in the shape of a keel, more or less. There's a Dalek in there as well. But he's harmless. It's lovely, it's fluty sort of notes. Very chill, very Sunday indeed. To get all my badges in shot there. All my badges. Yeah. Oh, now cables. I'm reminded of the. There's a very long piece by. Oh, now who was it? It was the writer. What done the. Not Cryptonomicon, what is it called? Oh, anyway, he sort of travelled the route of the main internet cables across the world. It's quite fascinating. Do check that out. Oh, pardon me. Boyf made a lovely curry for dinner. Veggie curry too. Green beans, potatoes, desiccated coconut. No, it's not him at all, William Gibson. No, it's it's Neil Stevenson or something. Neil. Because this is sort of temptation, which I think we're all guilty to some extent, of not really thinking about the internet in terms of infrastructure. It's probably the largest single piece of infrastructure in the world, really. Mrs. Bello calls it desecrated coconut. Because you dig it up from outside the confines of the churchyard. Oop, slipped over again. We're having a lot of fun with heat today, aren't we? What was your curry like, Griefed? It was consecrated, yeah, absolutely. Yes, it was the first go. We're trying to broaden our repertoire in the kitchen. Very tasty, right, Screech, but lacking in the spice and garlic department. I'll have to rectify that next time. Well, Sanchez, now I'm adding curry ingredients to my shopping list. Cheers. Here to help. Oh. Avoid those. Just the one. How are we doing? Ten jumps to our midway point. It's only 8:20. Oh, Gene Below's just docked there. Give him a little salute. GG. There we go. I know how to MMORPG. Jack Little cooking stream in the future. Well, I'll have a think about it. See what my Wi-Fi's up to. One of the things that I've really been enjoying is, although it needs some sort of reparation, because I have a very dry palate, you see. I'm the sort of guy who can quite happily munch through a packet of dry crackers like chowder or something. And yes, wife needs a little bit more moisture on the plate, but there's a sort of roast veggie thing that I'm rather taken with. So we're going to have to try and sort of wet that up a bit. But I think that might be within my presentational abilities. Oh, blimey, Charlie. Oh, briefed. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. It's very hot, these things, aren't they? Curry without sauce. Blasphemy, M. Curtains. Oh, I must admit, I'm very much in M. Curtains' boat there. More or less. I tend to have a little bit of a mushroom bhaji going on in there. But, chicken tikka. We've upset Grief. He was so kind, and now we've upset him with our culinary leanings. Dreadful. We've got some sagaloo to go with it. Is that your lentils? I think that's your lentils, isn't it? Your sagaloo. Yes, we've not. What's it? Well, we're on the subject. Oh, we're not really, are we? But Gene Bellow. Oh, that's not very good, is it? Let's try that again. Yeah. Not very good at communicating. There we go. This is another Tory. I think it might be. Potato and spinach thing. Oh, yes. Yeah, that is lovely. Yes. So, Jean Belleur, qu'est-ce que le vaisselle vous avez What ship have you docked at Gnosis? What are you packing? What are you packing, JB? It's been quite fun because I think a lot of people have just been going there, myself included, the GIMP included, with exploration vessels. Of course, the wider community is pretty certain that we're going to encounter some Thargoids. Well, not some Thargoids, all of the Thargoids. That seems to be the belief. Oh. Excuse me. Delightful belches, though. Very fragrant. I have to extend the scratch and sniff guard. Yeah, as Bright Cell Sanchez, I went in my Explorer T6. I only have beam lasers, just in case there's something I need to charge up Guardian-wise. Yes, I'm gonna get there and get me weapons shipped to me, but put them in storage so that they're available, as I don't want to go out first time gunned up. What I want to do is come in peace, shoot to kill. Words of that dear song, Star Trekking. Hang on a sec, just a little bit of admin to do behind the scenes. Yep, go on then. Go on, do your Tom Baker. Go on. Oh no, it's Darth Vader, isn't it? Reef writes, we come in peace. We would like to go in one piece. Yes. Dear. I think after this jump, unless it's amenable. Oh, hurrah, it's an M class. Je volais un hélicoptère de combat, Anaconda, says Google Translate. A helicopter. Well, it's a noble experiment. You stole the helicopter. Pretty sure volley's stolen, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Not sure how that happened. You worry on your job, no? I mean, do mine, right? Oh. I made a schoolboy error there. Now, at some point, I should really be getting a new microphone, but at the moment, it's not that critical. Victor, go on. I've had a lot of baths. Called your teacher, Mum. Oh, that's the worst, isn't it? There's a story that I keep going back to. Which I almost feel like I need to exercise from my brain by sharing it. Ooh, look at that, that's pretty. It's very pretty. Yeah, we'll just wing up with the Sheen below, and oh yes, gunship is a helicopter, combat helicopter, isn't it? What was I saying? Oh yes, no, I came into the employ of a firm, and for reasons too tedious to explain, I was welcomed to the company at a sort of company away day, and I had to, as part of this away day, I had to lead a game of Simon Says. Now at the time I think I was, let's see, ooh, is it? I can't remember which company it was now. I guess I was early 20s anyway. Even at such a young age as that, it had been a long time since I played Simon Says, and cool down a bit. That's got it. Blimey. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yes, we'd thank you for that, Reefed. I'd not played Simon Says for quite a while, and I was having to lead the game, to be the caller. Simon Says, put your hands on your head. Simon Says, scratch your chin, all that. I'd rather forgotten the important element, which is, what is international regulation, Simon Says? That's good question. The main thrust of the game, of course, is to not always say Simon Says, and that was the thing that I'd forgotten. So, slightly nervous at the time, new company, brain probably not fully engaged. Stood there and basically Simon Says at them for basically for longer than was comfortable. My line manager kind of nodding towards me to maybe thinking about STFUing, and I think the game was called to a halt because I think I may have put the whole day out of schedule there slightly. Yeah, hugely orcs, but it just kept popping up in my head this week in that way that things do years and years later, that one wakes in a cold sweat with every part of one's anatomy wincing. I feel better for sharing it now. So thank you for listening. Later I might tell you about that time I headbutted a display in the Haywood Gallery. It might cost you an embarrassing story before I get to that one. Not that it's more embarrassing. Well, it's probably on a par. It's probably on a par with the Simon Says story. How? Simon Says take a 10-minute break and come back fresh because Simon has a lot more to say. Absolutely. Yes. More potatoes. We have a story. Sanchez writes, I accidentally set my flat on fire when I was 3, destroyed a grand of my dad's ill-gotten gains. Deserves him right. Your turn. Ooh. Brief says, I think we can all relate. We've all got moments like that. You lie down in your bed one night, looking forward to that much needed sleep, and your brain goes, hey, remember that embarrassing moment from 10 years ago? I know. I think, to some extent, it's probably why I gave up drinking. Because I find alcohol quite a good engineer for those sorts of stories. Yeah. Boyf is nodding at me there. Thank you. And it's crazy as well, because naturally, after the Simon Says incident, I had all those people killed. Never going to run into them again in my life. So, I shouldn't really worry. Although one is reminded of, what's it called? I think the name of the story is How Abu Hassan Break Wind. I think that's the name. It's in the Arabian Nights. It's about a chap who breaks wind on his wedding day, and is so embarrassed, like instantly embarrassed, that he leaves the temple or wherever they're having the ceremony, and goes into hiding. Lives in hermitude for 10 years. He thinks, he just wakes up one day and says, it's been 10 years. They'll have forgotten by now, won't they? It's fine. So he starts walking back into town, and he gets tired on the way, and chap with a horse and cart sees him by the side of the road, takes pity on him. Asks him if he wants a lift. Why not? He says. So he gets up in the car and he sort of says, "Oh, you new to town?" And he's like, "Well, I'm new to town. Yeah, new to the town. Yeah." And they walk past, or they drive past the place where the wedding took place, and the cartman goes, "Oh, this is that place where that guy farted during his wedding ceremony." Yeah. So, 10 years was not enough. Got to wait for them all to die. The story to die. Yeah. I think we're very nearly in the middle of nowhere. It's exactly where we want to be. Still more. It's only a little one, so this is there. In fact, what I'm going to do, which I like to think of as a hot tip, but probably isn't. The view gets rather lovely on the way to the Gnosis. It does, I imagine. Pardon me. Barnard's loop perspective changes. It looks cool. Right. So we're not going to do our final jump, because I think we're near enough for the route mapper to do its magic. What have I said about you getting on? Oh, it's bad enough your shadow getting in the way. God, sorry about that. There we go. Oh, right. That's what happens when you put the stream deck on top of a piece of paper with the system in it. Right. You ain't seen nothing. Right, let's have a look. STI. STI. Ooh. We fill up. Let's get a hurry on. Because I believe you feel the heat a little more when you're oh, look, there's a marker. Bunk. There we go. So 17 leaps. I popped from the Gnosis to the Seagull Nebula this afternoon. That was awesome looking. Well, I think we're going to have plenty of time, or a certain amount of time, when we get there. So we should be able to knock about. I think we've had this already. I like to jam when I whistle. Which is probably a bad habit. What are we on? I need to check. And curtains. Couldn't get close to the Barnard's Loop. Ryan in search of lock systems got annoying. Yes, you've got to go it's quite a long way round to the back. I seem to remember. I think we did that ahead of the last update. We took a route there, which turned out to be fruitless. I was just about to praise the remote workshop on board the Gnosis, but it made my game crash. Wow. What was crashing me the other day? What was that? Oh, blimmin' Movie Maker. Movie Maker doesn't stand up to the heights of my genius, sadly. So the birthday collo video, what the Gimp and I did, was supposed to be a slightly more complicated affair. But yeah. Sadly, it's not to be. Specifically pressing Galaxy map while in engineering. Well, should we try and recreate? No, we won't try and recreate that. Maybe after the stream I'll try and recreate that. Levé un billet, as the French no doubt don't say. Pretty. Doing this always reminds me of the original director's cut of Blade Runner. I think that shot's gone now. Memory serves, it was actually footage from Alien. Yeah, it's a scene just after. We've all seen Blade Runner, haven't we? If you've not seen Blade Runner, you've got 30 seconds to tell me. That's a very quick MC. Yeah. Write a letter of merit to DBOBE. It is good film. It's one of my favourites. Slightly divisive. I know quite a few people who hate it. And it has a complicated attitude to women. Because it's well, I view it partly as a criticism on patriarchy run unchecked, as it were. The way in which well, we see. I think. Hang on. I need to wet me whistle. Well, somebody does. You finished? Right. Where was I? Yes. No. Women in Blade Runner. So. The only real women are a one-eyed drinks vendor who sells some sort of liquor to Deckard, and the older Asian lady who is the snake expert that has anything like a what's the word? Roll. That's not really the word I was looking for. I'm gonna have to scrabble around in the dirt for roll. But yeah. I spend far too long thinking about things. That's basically my problem in all senses. Yes, and there is plenty shiny in Blade Runner. Plenty shiny in the new one as well. Also, in fact, really. Yes. And, Deckard basically forces himself on Rachel. Which isn't brilliant. Yeah. But it's one of those things where, it's a film that depicts a misogynist world, misogynist in itself, or is it describing misogyny? It's a tricky one. And I'm not saying that, Blade Runner gets it completely right, but I do feel that that's partly what it's doing. You've got the whole thing of Earth as mother as well, of course. Earth very much being the spider from Rachel's fake childhood memory, you know? It is crawled upon and devoured by its multitude of children. Exactly, M. Curtains. Portraying dystopia does not equal endorsing in dystopia. Quite right. And of course it's sort of, you know, if such controversies had been overlooked, and they hadn't really, but in the original Blade Runner, I think they had more of a spotlight shined on them in the more recent outing. It's become a little sort of, analytical session on Blade Runner. But yes, there's a scene in which what got this all started. There was a scene in just after Roy Batty dispatches Eldon Tyrell, who is in a sense his god. He sort of takes the lift down the Tyrell pyramid. And he looks up, and we have this sort of confusion, really, of whether it's his point of view, which doesn't make sense, or whether it's his memories of travelling through space. And they've got mechanics on board, haven't they? Yeah, it'll be fine. Yes, and I believe that's footage from Alien. In the same way that the some of the monitor screens are displaying artwork that was done for Alien. The Purge. There's a bit where I think one on his Vespa, not his Vespa, is it Vespa? On his special flying car things. There's a screen that sort of comes up saying Purge, Purge, Purge. That's from Alien as well. What else? Confirmed you can repair on the Gnosis. Jolly good. I was going to say something else there. Which was the footage from the original theatrical version of Blade Runner, where you have footage of Deckard and Rachel on the lam, sort of being depicted by footage of countryside dashing past. It's been a while since I've seen it, so don't quote me on this. I seem to remember that being lifted from another film as well, which is often the way as well. If your studio is saying, no, we need more edits. Lyttle Dangerous. Wasn't that one bloke from The Shining, and he wore like the same costume or something? Ooh. Now you're talking. Hang on. Oh, the Millennium Falcon is on top of one of the buildings, yes. Or it was. I think it's still there. There is a Shining connection. Same bloke, different movie with the costume thing. You've intrigued me, Lyttle Dangerous, because that has a ring of truth, but it's not something I've heard before. Oh, was it Tyrell? Hang on. It's Tyrell in The Shining. Can someone Google that? We need to get to the bottom of this. Let's put an arbitrary time limit on this. We need to get to this. Is the guy who plays Eldon Tyrell, was he in The Shining? We need to know that before. Yeah, the bartender. Yeah. Before 2103. We need to know that. Pretty sure he wears the same glasses, which might be it. 500 light years away. 10 jumps. This beautiful ship. Maybe we could reduce our repair bill slightly at some point. Oh dear. Never mind. You get the feeling like you're not going anywhere. Oh dear. What's going on? What's going on? It's not really helping. What's going on? Oh dear, hang on. Oh, some very weird things happening there. Let's see if that puts us out of the danger zone. Oh. This has got to be something I read on Cracked and just sort of looked at the pictures. Yeah, it does sound very cracked, doesn't it? Yeah, I just didn't seem to be getting any distance between me and that big round thing. Not sure what that was about. I don't think I was caught between two suns, two stars. Let's not start that discussion. Oh dear. Nothing worse than the smell of baking plastic, is there? Ah, possibly. Oh, too late now. We will never know. Judging by the way the ship moved, probably a big one. Yeah, I was going to say I wasn't getting any impression of moving until we'd tried to jump. My poor little asp. Jumped from a Class M red giant system. Galaxy map now shows your jump history. We can now, of course. Let's do that. So, oh, these galaxy map controls are good. Oh, hang on. Yeah. That's weird. So that's where we just were. Seem to be not having the power of selection there. Not quite sure why. Do it this way. There we go. Oh! I'm going to say that that's a big one. Round about now, I wish I actually knew what all of these numbers meant. But yeah. Thick, as people say these days. It's a big one. Right. Let's put some further distance, just in case it's following us. Whoa. 9 jumps. Quite like this one. I need some material to go with it. Thick paper rub. Won't mask the baking plastic smell, I suppose. Thank you. Also, the way your ship steered was a bit sluggish, like you when you are too fast and fly past the planet. Oh, sorry, sort of being a bit personal there. It's a bit sluggish, like you on a Friday night. Like you when you are too fast and fly past the planet. Hoola! It's bright. Ooh, busy. Haha. No apology necessary, Grieft. 75 times wider than Sol. When you consider the volumetric size difference. Whoa. HS 0003 joins chat with a cryptic message. I got some bad news for you. What's that, HS 0003? Hang on, I'm sitting down. You're not a real boy. Boys don't have beards, so you're a real man. Well, thank you. I think boys' state of mind as much as anything, but thank you. I leveled up. Haha, yes. Do I get a hit point increase? Find in real life it usually works the other way around. The older one gets, the fewer, health points. Sorry, that was a bit bleak. Oh, dear me. How are you, HS 0003? Anyway, do welcome yourself to the. To the room. I'm now overcompensating with these, what I like to think of as normal stars. Oh dear. Durability -10, wisdom +10, calmness +10. Very good. Yes. Oh no, not giving an F certainly increases. Well, yeah, I think it increases after a certain age. When you hit 40 as well, just to warn you. I remember explaining to a colleague who was turning 30, who was sort of, what can I, slightly tongue-in-cheek, asking what can I expect as I turn 30, and I said, you'll start to lose all of your powers. And he says, well, I don't have any powers. And I just looked sadly at him and oh dear. You do. I'll never hit 40. Once I hit 30, it'll be 30A, 30B, 30C, etc. Yeah, just change the number system, it's fine. You hold off on that. But yes, definitely fewer Fs have been given since I turned 40. There's a word that a friend of mine has, which he uses occasionally in conversation. Ooh, El Sanchez is 27 next week. Happy birthday next week, El Sanchez the Brave. So we've got 30 to look forward to if I'm lucky. Ooh, you're going to be a cube, you lucky thing. I was a cube once. I'm not going to be a cube now for ages. When's my next cube? I want to say 64. Is that right? 4, 16, 40. Yeah, 64 is my next cube. My birthday is the Gnosis chapter. Oh, so if we get snuffed out, we are but the candles on your birthday cake. Now this tune I don't like because it sounds like a little something. Every so often it will do a noise which sounds a bit like oh, I don't have it to hand. Oh, let's do it this way. It's getting in shot again. Getting in shot. There we go. That sound. Oof. What a giveaway. M. Curtin writes as a Class S star, 188 light years from Gnosis, visited this afternoon. 173 times solar radius. Oof. Hopefully those candles that relight themselves. Well, you know, they're Frontier, you know. Jack, don't read this message. Looks like nothing to me. That's positively huge. Curtains, very good. Not opting for the heteronormative response. Haha. I'm glad actually that yes, but that super sun thing happened on stream, because it has happened before and I've been none the wiser and thought it was a glitch. What a glitch. Slightly glad that I didn't oh yes, I was going to say I'm slightly glad that I didn't log it as a bug. What a bomb. Oh I think it's possibly just before you arrived here, but we leapt to a very, very big sun, and I was trying to get away from it. I was overheating, and I couldn't work out why my ship apparently wasn't going anywhere. It was going somewhere. It's just that it was going away from something much, much bigger than I'd anticipated. We do have a lovely range of sound effects, by the way, should you wish to partake of them. They're all a bit particular, I suppose. I keep meaning to get some slightly more useful ones, but I tend to come at things.
If we caught our own fish, we wouldn't have to pay for it. And whoever we sold it to, it would be clear profit.
It was a red, I think. One massive ball of super great gas fusion looks much like the next. So I think it was a red. There we go, M-class giant. Oh, it's the jumpy one. I like this trick. Oh, that's the new E. I've not really heard much of it yet. Yeah, didn't come up over the music strong enough. Might have to fix that. Because you want a big loud E, don't you? Oh, capital E. Nope, that didn't play. Try it without the question mark, although that shouldn't make a difference. I'll try it with my super skills.
I know exactly what you mean.
More investigations to be done there, I think. Always good with a re. Is that rude? Hope it's not rude. Cooldown, maybe. Possibly, but I think the cooldowns should only be per sound effect rather than across sound effects. Ooh. Sort of a ancient Japanese flavour. Historical Japanese, I should say. Lovely. This is Ayahuasca, the Lone Wolf, by Marcus D. and Mitsuha. Oh, by the way, not sure whether you noticed, but your emote can be used on other Discords now, Jack. Oh, well reminded. Yes. Oh, hello. See that come in? Yes, no. If you join our Discord, I believe there's an invite. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that follow, HS003. Yes, if you join that Discord, then yes, you'll get in your Discord emote palette this little fellow. Look at him there. And yes, and you'll be able to use that throughout the galaxy. Well, throughout Discord, really. Less so the galaxy. So technically you could use it on Metabilis 3, but I don't think there are any internet servers on Metabilis 3, so I'm not sure if it would really serve much purpose. But the hyper-intelligent hypnotic spiders that live there would probably appreciate the visit. Maniac Psycho, welcome. Hello, Sailor. Oh, and thank you as well for that host. Always like a host. Oh, yes. We're on our way to the Gnosis, Maniac Psycho. Dock with a large vessel. Ooh, as if we don't go on fire first. We've had a few scrapes. But, you know, trying to keep the hurry up, you know. Yes, the Hayward Gallery story. Yeah, I think we're ready. I think we're ready for the Hayward Gallery story. But they had a show some time ago. It's all around optical illusions and what have you. The way of seeing, that kind of thing. My body is ready. Is it else? Oh, well, to be fargified. Oopsie daisy. Tipped into the red again. That looks like some sort of Barosian mugwump you've posted there, Maniac Psycho. Yes, so very, very sort of interactive kind of show. We've got all sorts of viewfinders to peer through, and they had the usual sort of stuff one would expect to find at such a show devoted to optical illusions, such as the impossible tri-bar as a three-dimensional construct. So you kind of there's a way of creating it so that you can look at it from a certain angle. It's there. Not in 3D, it doesn't work in 3D, certainly. Sorry, stereoscopic, let's be clear what we're talking about. His diacarb alien salute. Ooh. Well, puts the willies up me, I can tell you. Ooh, blimey. Well, I don't think we should call Norris McWhirter or anything, because, well, he's dead. Also, because I'm pretty sure that wasn't a record, but we've arrived. Bending, you know, what's the word? Steam sniping. But no one's got it in their heart to steam snipe a real boy such as myself. except Zen Archer in the game Spy Party, in which that's the sort of point. And he didn't stream snipe me anyway, which is why I picked him for that particular mission. Yes, so they have all these things that you're supposed to look through. Off to bed, Grief says, take care, you guys, and enjoy the rest. Thank you, Grief. Thank you very much for swinging by. Possibly might have to do 8 PM starts more often, I think. Lovely having you with us. Lovely having you moderating for us as well. Grief is one of the stream mods. It's a super mod. Yes, no, I think I might see about making that routine actually, because it works for me better, I think. And, sweet dreams. We shall see you on the flip side. I see what you did there, Grief. Very good. Very good. Ooh, I see a wingmate. How's about that then? Oh, no, can't say that. Sorry, I take that back. I take the how's about that though. I take that back. Minefield. So, and they have these, absolutely, I think my favourite thing at that particular exhibition was, it was these viewfinders that when you look through them, they swap the left and the right eyes around, which in terms of depth perception means that anything that looks concave looks convexed. Anything that looks convex looks concave. So if you looked down into a mug, you'd actually see the bottom of the mug protruding up out of the rim. It's very strange, very strange. But the point I'm trying to get across here is that, largely speaking, you're invited to go around and look through various eyepieces. It does sound literally, yeah, it's very strange. And also because, as the artwork of Patrick Hughes so ably demonstrates, the visual cues one gets for perceiving depth are not exclusively through stereoscopic triangulation. No, sir. No, we get all sorts of different cues just from even just expectation, really, of knowledge of how things should look and how things should behave. So there's this one cabinet, and resting in this cabinet is it looks like a telescope, except instead of having a lens at the end, it has a long, thin mirror with a very, very steep angle. And there we are. The Gnosis. It's a lovely vessel. Have I got my lights on?
This is a Cannon research vessel. Request docking permission prior to touching down. Access granted. Please dock at your designated landing pad, Commander.
Gnosis is in the dark. Sanchez waves at Jack out of my window on the Gnosis. Ooh, that's a familiar asp.
Attention, Commander. Deploy your landing
Ooh,
gear.
no, and curtains, I know what you're going to do, but lovely. There's the bouncer. Gawking. I love a cameo. Yeah. Control 07 to oops, no, not to you.
Comms engaged. Welcome,
Oh
Cannon.
dear. Hang on. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's just L, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. So, so we've got this weird telescope thing, and it's propped up, and there's a sort of a card attached, sort of saying that it's some sort of optical toy from, I think, the Victorian era. What? It asked. What might one expect to see when one looked through such a device? And I thought, well, part of me is thinking that it should make things look all sort of sandwiched up together. Marvellous. And part of me was thinking, would it actually be any different at all? Because whatever angle a mirror's at doesn't really have much bearing on it, you know. If one held a mirror in front of one and angled it, it would just change what you were seeing through it, but it wouldn't actually change how you were seeing it. So I'm sort of balancing these two thoughts up in my mind. And then I thought, well, time to find out which part of my brain is correct. So I leant down to look through the eyepiece and head-butted the glass that the case had. So I made a big old noise, gave myself quite a headache. So I did it like full force. I'm quite amazed to some extent that I didn't break the cabinet glass, because it was completely glassed in. There was no, it wasn't an open thing. It was a window. And I sort of, this moment of kind of shock and confusion. Big old grease mark left on the glass. Pain in the old Gulliver. And this couple who were also looking at that particular cabinet just kind of looked at me. And I looked at them and I said, there is glass here. And they said, yes, we know. And it's an odd sort of thing. But they were English, these people. Somehow that made it worse. I think if they had been, French tourists or something, I think I would have been slightly less embarrassed somehow. It would have just been some weird English guy in a gallery. But they were fellow country people. Yeah. So not my best moment. That headache persisted as well, quite a way. But yeah. Let's have a look now. Yeah. Right, isn't it? I think that's right. It's all happening in chat. Nope. There we are. Oh, quite the distance to go in a vulture. Eagle point and an asp, if like this. Good grief. Yeah. What we beat there? Oh, we're having a little bragging contest. So we'll just home base, transfer it to here. Yes. Right. Speaking of which, that's what we're about. So Sanchez writes, is there anything to see in the system? I had a look about and couldn't find anything. There's there's quite a lot of bodies in the system. Let's see how much we picked up along the way. Oof. Well, that's better than a poke in the eye with a warm copy of Star Citizen, isn't it? There we go.
Incoming message.
Ooh, I think we've become cordial. Lovely. Ooh. Now the GIMP, when he flew over here, he managed to nab a couple of first discoveries. Cheeky gem. I've still to do that, so now might be the this is hopefully on Thursday, we might get to do that if things open up. But yeah, this is the system. So quite a large number of, not very much really, but there we are. Don't think I found anything on my way here. Actually, I forgot to stop and look. Yes, serious jonker. Yeah, gimp. What's next? We're gonna look at what we can do in terms of getting me pew pews shipped over. New ads there, rolling in. Lovely stuff. In fact, I think that might be clock number 3, because we lost all of our clocks when the our countdown clocks when the drive destroyed itself. So we're rebuilding those. Starport services, outfitting. So, I've stored that for some reason. Cargo rack. Boom, boom, boom. Access denied now, so logging off the game. No room at this Gnosis. Oh, dreadful. Somebody must be hogging one of the pads. Jean below. Plant some bombs and run. If we could check out HG 49368 nearby while we still can. Ooh. Is that a... What might... No, don't tell me what I'll find there. I'm going to write that down. 493... Lift that, and that won't happen anymore. 49368. So that would be rope, match, ivy, wouldn't it? Yeah. So we can imagine a rope with a sort of match head one end, and it's got all... No, it's being struck, and then lighting some ivy. There. Oh, Mancha. Really? Fascinating. Module cannot be fitted for legal reasons. Yep. Transfer the big stuff. You know, I'm minted in my own little way. Must be a very naughty module, El Sanchez. Yeah. No, not that one. Yep. I don't think it's a hot module. I'm not sure. I think it might be, I don't know. Yeah, no, it is hot meal, isn't it? Yeah, it must be. Clean it to the tune of 42,300. Well, I might as well. Oh, Gene below. Thank you very much for joining us. Very, very much for the help along the way as well. Identifying the great big star and all that business. And, yes, sweet dreams, sweet travels, and I shall hopefully, possibly, maybe, who knows, run into you on Thursday if you're about. If not, worry not. You know, Rule 0 and all that. But Yes. Fly safe, Commander. I salute you. Okie dokie. So, from memory then, HD 49 for space 49368. There we go. Oof. That took a lot of thinking for a rather short distance. How are we for time? Oh, 8:26. I think that should probably round us out quite nicely. Yes. Still plotting here. It took ages for me to plot to a system right next to this one. Is it too many options? Is that the problem? Doesn't look like that dense a star field, does it? And maybe that's just the glow.
Ship released. Departure authorized.
It's all the permit locked areas nearby. Oh yes, no, that would do it. My poor computer having to do a think. Yeah, for the last update. Hang on, because we've had 2 so far, MC, and I'd feel terribly guilty if we didn't sort these out. So, let's get this on the go.
All clear. Good luck and fly safe, Commander.
Yeah, I can accept wheel additions now. I assume the route plotting is done server side. Now I think about it, maybe it's not. Thank you. I have a confession to make, which is that when we had the big meltdown, the counter reset itself, and I just guessed at how many times. But I'm pretty sure that was right. I could have looked back at the archive, of course. Feels low. Well, I'll have to do a little recce. I think there's a cooldown on that MC to prevent, multiple mods artificially increasing. Yeah. Artificially increasing the total. Yeah. I think it's 5 minute cooldown for that thing.
It's only alarm, no harm done.
Quite right, Gareth. There's something rather joyful about having a decent fleet range. It doesn't have to be that extraordinary, you know. I mean, this is souped up to something or other. Menu. You know, as soon as you start opening out the galaxy, being able to certainly zip around the bubble in quick time. That's helpful. should get a screen grab of the Gnosis ship label thing. Ugh. For me socials, you know. Gotta do me socials, apparently. Gimp was saying. Take a photo of the Gnosis while it's still in one piece. Shh! We don't know anything bad's gonna happen. Whoa! So this is the beast, is it? Crikey. That's insane. Except, it's 123 light seconds away. Oh. That thing's bigger than the moon. It's my hilarious poor selection of measuring comparisons. Hang on, let's try this one. Last time I saw something that big, it was pictured next to a Coca-Cola can for scale. Not sure that's appropriate for this stream, never mind. Thank you for that tumbleweed, El Sanchez. Yeah, you see, that just feels really strange. You know, if I just land next to it, watching the temperature goes, if I just land next to it, then I don't get a sense of it, but trying to fly around it. Did we? Let's have a see now. Ringed landables too, that's always nice. Yes, absolutely. Should definitely check out. I mean, this is quite a checklist, isn't it? This is near orbit. Well, it will seem near orbit anyway. Something that size. Twinned. Landable ringed. That's cracking. So I think that's what we'll do. I'll have a little picnic. Yeah. I can't really imagine what this is going to look like. Yep, that's good. Yeah, let's go for this one. Now the not problem, but you know, one of the things one has to remember when landing on ringed systems is if you want a decent look at the rings, you've got to be quite high up on the old what I like to think of as pole. It's not really a pole, is it? So let's go near the top. Yeah, I think this might be special, you know. So basically, where the horizon is where we want to land. Oh, I'm excited. Thank you very much, MC, for pointing us to this place. Slow descent. I have realised as well, sadly, that we don't have our SRV. Because those planetary vehicle bays are surprisingly heavy, aren't they? But that's fine. Because I think what we're after here is the sky. More than anything else. Ooh, 1 point. I was going to top out at about 1 point. Oh no, higher than that. This has real clock potential as well, I think. Although it's, you know, we'd like a little bit of action in our clocks. Gently, Bentley. Oh, just getting up to 2G now. Point a little bit less at the ground and a little bit more in the... Because I've only died a few times playing this game. Oof, yeah, it's in a grey out on that, by me. I zeroed the throttle, I can't remember when, but it was some time ago. Yeah, I think you've got time. Might be a quick sort of fire and forget photo. But that's fine. Fact. Let's do this. for reasons which hopefully will become apparent. Space brakes. See how smooth we can make this, El Sanchez. Seems to be quite a forgiving patch of land we're going down on. Yeah. Not so bumpy there, were we? Right. Thank you, thank you. Right. Cameraman, do your stuff. Ooh. That's interesting. Oh. That makes more sense. This is too big. It's just too big. That's as far back as we can go. Zoom out. Wow. Doesn't quite get the fact that the that ring is around the landable.
You are now watching the throne.
It's F10, isn't it? Your screen grabs. Terrible, terrible memory sometimes. There we go. Alt F10 for high. Yeah, we're not in solo though, are we? Which is a shame. Shall we do it? Let's do it. Hang on then. Correct that. Okay. Turn to main menu. Oh, I think this is our first use of solo on the stream. I take photos, that's allowed, isn't it? I can imagine there being some sort of art person at Frontier being slightly annoyed because I'm not saying they're bad, the star textures, but sort of, yeah, it's definitely not the best thing in the game. Ooh, that was pretty. Oh, the little rocks spawned and then adapted their colour. That was lovely. These things please me. You know. Take a round again. Back again. So, Alt. Ooh. Does look like a moon with a red piece of plastic over a lens. Does look very moon-like, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, I think I've taken it. So, let's see now. We've got 13 minutes. Yeah, that's how you do it. Well done. Should have bookmarked it. Hang on then. Oh. STI. Typo again. Really should get a keyboard with the say what the letter is on the actual keys. That'll be a help. Oh, thank you for that reminder, MC. Boink. There we are. So, let's see now.
Frameshift drive charging.
Goodbye, you strange, beautiful, massive thing, you. Well met, well met. You big ball of fish and loveliness. Just read about Alt F10 exploiting. Wow. Without saying what that is, what is it? I mean, no, let me rephrase that because that wasn't very helpful. Without explaining how to do it, can you let us know what it achieves? There we go. Alt F10 causes a spike in something, so FDev removed it from open. Oh! You see, I thought that F10 wasn't in open because it does four separate frames to make up the picture, and it sort of has to freeze the game in order to do that, or freeze the instance, I should say. So I was slightly worried that those are where the those are where the exploits are. Ooh. It's just this. Right. So use it in PG and so that's what it is. Yeah, because in PG it's kind of like you're sort of creating your own rule set really in private groups, aren't you? Exactly that, Jack. But in multi, only your instance freezes, so they pulled it. Yeah. Went a bit violent. What is this? Zombie T-Rex. Oh yes, it's quite popular on this one. Oddly reminds me of Driver, this track. Not just for the sound effects. You understand? Victor finishing the track there. Not the game, the film. That was Driver, wasn't it? Oh yeah, Hipster Mum. Yeah, it's another favourite. Yeah, I don't think I've played Driver. Is that the one where you sort of possess people and drive their cars? I think that's right. Oh, blimey, I'm feeling it tonight, I should tell you. Boom, 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 boom. Why do I keep doing this? Bum, 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 bum. The old ones are just driving cars about. I tried to be GTA last year. The one I really want to play is the one that was set in London. It's a getaway. They'd recreated quite a lot of London in quite a lot of detail, which I think is possibly it's one of those things where it's an interesting thing to do, but probably not great game design. Not that I've played it, so don't take my word for it. There's that company that allegedly is scanning the planet in order to create a world map that they can sell to games manufacturers. I just think, well, they were sort of putting together a game to develop it, and the game looked, frankly, not interesting. And I deeply wish that it is an interesting game, and it is an interesting thing to do, but it just didn't look like something that would grab one.
This is no Actual. Please note that access to this megaship is by authorization only.
Go ahead.
Drafted Commander was directly
Exchange. Boom, boom. Steady. If I'd done that deliberately. Oh. That's a bad miss. Yeah. Wheels. Don't know why we see. It's a little bit of a on-running stream gag there that we refer to them as wheels. Ba-ba-bum. So MC,
Ship is on the deck. Clear to disembark.
let's see how much money you've just granted me. Ooh. Nice. Very nice. Well, thank you, MC, for the landing points. Oh, crunch. Yeah. So, I think we've got 4 minutes, which is an agreeable amount of time to wrap things up. So, what have we done today, boys and girls? Ladles and jelly spoons. Well, we went somewhere, didn't we? We've been rather singular in our journeying tonight. We've come all the way from more or less occupied space to the back of beyond to dock with the Gnosis ahead of... Why did you do that, Pretzel? Strange thing. Every so often Pretzel will just decide it wants to be on the top of the window. There we are. So, we're all set for Thursday, which is when this crate makes its huge leap. We're ready to see what we can see. Our vantage point within the Cone Nebula. Is it Cone Nebula? I think it's the Cone Nebula. Yes. I do hope you'll join me at 9 on Thursday for that 9 British Summer Time. Yeah. Now, what we like to do is end on a raid. So I'm just going to see who is available. And if you have any suggestions to Cone Sector. No. Cone Sector, yes, not Cone Nebula. Not everything's a nebula. So, what have I got in my raid list? Maybe I'll see you there. Maybe I won't. Be an open in my T6. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if I'll be an open too. So who knows? Perhaps we'll meet in game. Why not? I think we should raid Panos TV because I don't think we've raided him before. So I'm just going to get myself up first. So that's how this works. Actually, I don't need to do that, do I? I've never done this before. Oh, I like to do it this way. Hang on. It's easier for reasons. Yeah. Oh. But yes, once again, thank you all for joining me ce soir. This jumpy journey. Is this right? I've forgotten how to stream. This is terrible. Go for a swim and leave me brain in the pool. I think that's what's happened there. Right. So, once again, thank you for joining me. Thank you, M. Curtains, and thank you, Griefed, for your moderation. Thank all those who came. Thank you. Welcome again, HS0003, for joining us on and following us. Yes, we like follows. And last but not least, I'd like to thank Steve Kirby for making me the man I am today. So, until we meet again, fly safe, and I shall see you in the black.